Good morning, and thank you all so very much for joining us for the CIP Project Scope Review Session webinar. And I am Karen Hollis. I am so grateful to those of you that cared enough and you're on early and on time. I definitely appreciate that. We are going to wait just a few minutes to allow a few more people to join on. So thank you again for signing on timely, but we're just going to take a few more minutes to give a few more participants an opportunity to sign on. Thank you again, and I'll be back with you with just 1 second. Then, why don't we get started here? Thank you all again so very much for joining us this morning. I am Karen Hollis. I am with the City of Miramar, and I am the individual that the city has entrusted with the Business Inclusion and Diversity Initiative for the city. Thank you again. Today's webinar session is going to be talking about those capital improvement plan that the city has in place and the projects that are going to be upcoming and available for contractors to take advantage of. But as with every webinar that we do here with BID, we start off with an overview of the BID program itself, because this is the tool that the city has in place to ensure that you have a full availability and you have an opportunity to do a myriad of things that will help you to grow your business. So let us begin. So when it comes to the BID program, let me go to the next page. The goals and objectives of BID. The goals and objectives of the Business Inclusion and Diversity program is to uphold the highest standards of inclusion, equal opportunity, and non-discriminatory practices by extending assistance to all firms that desire to do business with the city. And so that's what we're trying to accomplish. So who are we? BID designs change management strategies in an effort to educate, connect, and grow local and minority businesses. BID ensures that businesses are afforded access to participate in the city's procurement process. BID strives to eradicate discriminatory barriers identified in the disparity study by developing programs to advance the vision and goals of the City of Miramar. So now that you know a little bit about who we are, let's talk some more about what it is that we seek to do. We seek to provide small minority and disadvantaged businesses the opportunity to participate in all aspects of city contracting and purchasing programs, to prohibit discrimination against any person or business in the pursuit of these opportunities, and to implement programs and services through BID and initiatives to foster more inclusion and diversity on city projects. So there are some support systems that have been put in place. We know that the 21st century technology is everything. So we have technological advancements here with BID as well. There's a disparity or diversity software called the B2G Now. And this is a software that allows prime and sub consultants an opportunity to do their monitoring and compliance online, everything via technology, and no longer needing to do those things that have been done manually before. Also, another support system is BidFit, and it deals with the economics of what we're trying to do to help businesses grow. And one of the things that BidFit does is improving equity while building resilience, creating opportunity, and advancing sustainability. That is what the purpose of BidFit. We're trying to make sure that we assist businesses in getting their organization fit and ready to respond to contracting opportunities. Education. You definitely have an opportunity with the education with the BID Academy. We host quite a bit of webinars and skill building exercises to foster job creation through a more educated workforce. Social, that's the BID Connect, where we're trying to connect various businesses with leading stakeholders and individuals to whom they can partner with to develop teams to be more viable to respond to solicitations as well as community stakeholders that are also affording them opportunities and tools and techniques to grow their business. And risk and regulatory management. That is the BID Act. The City of Miramar has implemented the BID Act to be able to continue to advance and implement ordinances, codes, policies, and procedures to ensure more inclusion on city projects. So those are the support systems that are in place. Let's take a little bit look at this actual services. Of course, outreach. In the disparity study, the recommendations, one of the key recommendations was to do more extensive outreach. And we do that. We do the outreach initiatives by either hosting conferences or attending other conferences and workshops and chambers and a myriad of events with our institutional partners, like we just recently did with Nova Southeastern University, to be able to go out and collect and get to know more businesses and extend our reach beyond just here within the city. Another thing is the social impact. We want to make sure that we're giving businesses access to the city. Now I have one-on-one meetings with businesses, which I've always done, but now we've extended that via the BID Act. And when we're trying to expand, we're ensuring that businesses now have the opportunity to meet with department directors, and that's called the Department Minority Utilization Strategy Sessions. It's one thing for a business to meet with me, tell me what it is that they do and the goods and services that they desire to offer the city. It's a better initiative to allow that business, if it's an IT business, to be able to meet the IT director and assistant director. If it's a public works, plumbing or electrical, and I can have them meet the city engineer or the director of utilities or the director of public works. And that is a strategic move in a strategy session so that that particular businesses will have an opportunity to showcase their business initiatives and to talk directly to the end user that will ultimately be looking to seek their inclusion. Monitoring and compliance. That's the software that we spoke a little bit about, the B2G now, and we now have a system in place to assist to make sure we're doing more technological advancements in monitoring and compliance. Policies and procedures. This is a critical component because the procurement process and solicitations is definitely the vehicle through which businesses are able to contract and offer their goods and services to the city of Miramar. So it's definitely a service that we make available to you in terms of all of the initiatives of making sure businesses understand the procurement and solicitation process. Reporting, data management, minority participation on reporting on commission items. We report on inclusion and the extent to which the city has been beneficial in providing opportunities to more minority companies. It is important for us to continue to collect that data, and data management is definitely a service we have in place to make sure that we continue to do so. Training to empower firms to be able to be more valuable to prime contractors. That's huge. We will continue to have these webinars and skill building workshops and sessions to allow businesses to obtain the information that they will need to grow to be more of an asset to a prime contractor. Equal access. Those are the small business empowerment meetings that I personally hold with small businesses so that I have a better understanding of who they are, what they do, how it is that they seek to desire and seek and desire more inclusion in the city. And I try to provide assistance to them for whatever they desire. Stakeholder collaboration, that goes back to the BidFIC and the BidConnect, those systems that we have in place. These are the actual services that accompany those systems. So stakeholder collaborations is when we connect the businesses to industry experts, and we provide collaboration with community stakeholders and institutional partners so that they too can take advantage of the other things that are being made available throughout the Tri-County area. Last but definitely not least is economic impact. The economic impact of more inclusion is the real reason that businesses desire to do business with the city. They want work. They desire to not just grow their business, but to be able to secure financial opportunities, contracts with the city. We understand that, which is why we have what we're having today, the CIP monthly project scope review webinars, where we literally provide businesses, just as the disparity study said, providing businesses with advanced notifications of what's going on is critical to small minority and disadvantaged businesses. Today's webinar is our initiative to be able to do two things: respond adequately to the recommendations of the disparity study and to ensure that we are giving businesses, especially those smaller businesses that have been shown to need additional help, we're giving them advanced information so that they can position themselves. And then there are programs that are put in place. As an extension to the disparity study in April 2021, the City Commission added the BID Act to the City Code. This act has transitioned the city from a race neutral to a more race conscious approach to ensuring inclusion. In implementing the BID Act, 3 programs have been developed. It's the Minority Small Business Enterprise Program, the Minority Women Business Enterprise Program, and the Local Micro Business Program. All of these programs have initiatives and systems in place to ensure policies and procedures to ensure more diversity and inclusions are diligently being sought after in terms of city projects. We are also looking to have a construction advisory committee as well as a goal setting advisory committee. The committees are tools that we believe will further enhance the initiatives we're trying to advance. Okay, with the BID Act, there's some support systems that we talked about, but I'm most excited to let you know now within the contract, we are literally in when prime contractors are successful in securing contracting opportunities with the city, we place into the contracts of most that you will have to host what's called a contractor job fair. These are job fairs that where in which the prime contractor will come and be at the table and list and provide the businesses that attend those job fairs with accurate information on the specific projects and the scopes of work that will become available on that project. This is huge, and it's an initiative that the city leaders find value in because we not only want the minority businesses to know in the CIP sessions like we have today, which is the next flyer, but we also, once those projects are released that are a little larger for minority companies to be able to participate, we are placing participation goals on those contracts, and we're going even further to ensure that prime contractors avail themselves and the opportunities that will be made available so that we can better equip and they can meet one-on-one with minority businesses and local businesses and any and every business that attend those job fairs. We encourage businesses to come with their capability statements so that at that time, and we've had one, the one that's listed here is that Block 2 construction. We had several businesses that attended that particular job fair, and as a direct result of their attendance there, they're showing up with their capability statement, they being there, and the city leaders were there, making sure connections were put in place with those prime contractors, with the developer, current builders, and as a result, many of those businesses were able to secure contracting opportunities on that Block 2 projects. And so let's get to today's sessions. As you can see, we continue and we will continue to have these webinars on a quarterly basis where we provide you, minority businesses, with information on upcoming contracting opportunities with the city of Miramar. There are new projects being released by the city every single month. And so on a quarterly basis, we will be coming to you and providing you with an opportunity to review those projects in advance. And I'm happy to report that in today's session, not only will we be telling you some of the upcoming opportunities, we're going to go into a little more detail about some of the success stories that have taken place as a direct result of these monthly webinars. And here, with the BID program, the most important thing that I'd like you to know is we have a calendar of events. All of the things that were just previously said to you, the support systems that are in place, the programs and the services and the trainings, all can be culminated into our 2022 calendar. You will see, we use January, of course, to let you know and provide you with an overview where I went into detail, and we do have a recording of that session of each and every component that's listed here in our calendar, and I provided more detailed information on each. I also afforded an opportunity for my other members of the team of the Economic and Business Development Department, Mr. Claude Lewisane and Mr. Johnny Douglas, to join me, whereby they also talked a little bit about what's coming up this year. We again have a recording of that session as well as every other session that we do. Last month, we partnered with a community stakeholder, Nova Southeastern University, one of the institutions, with their 2022 Burger Entrepreneur Camp. It was held on February 18th and 19th of last month, and it was phenomenal and a great opportunity for businesses to connect and get information. We will be spotlighting and having a small business spotlight next month with CMA and Ms. Gail Burks. She's the owner, and for each and every participant today, when I send you your thank you for attending today's session, I will also include the flyer for next month's webinar so that you can tune in, register, and take advantage of the opportunities that are going to be made available. So here's the calendar in advance. Just know that we will be having flyers and inviting you to take part of any and all of the things that we make available. Now, let's get going with today's session. Okay, the capital improvement projects, the departments that are going to be showcased in today's session will be the engineering and strategic development. They have projects that I'm going to talk about. Support services, they have a few projects that are going to be discussed today, and the utilities department. With every department that is showcased on these particular webinars, I will be providing always contact information for each of the leaders of the department. So should you as a business believe that you have the qualifications and capabilities to assist with any of the projects that we highlight in this session, you also have contact information for those that you can reach out to provide and secure additional information. So let us begin. Now, when it comes to the engineering department, we are happy to report that for this session, they will be having and releasing landscaping contracts to the tune of $567,386. Yes, they are going to be installing new landscaping throughout the city. And we wanted you to know about this particular project. It's project number 52036. And we have, of course, the information for the city engineer, Mr. Salvador Zuniga, and his contact information, as well as the assistant city engineer, Ms. Leah DeRio. Their contact information is there as well as their email, but they wanted me to let you know that one of the projects that will be released and will be upcoming. So if we have any landscaping engineers on the phone, if we have any landscaping businesses, on the phone, or if you know of any landscaping businesses, you need to let them know that upcoming contracting opportunities are going to be made available for landscaping contractors. And we will be hosting an internal and virtual session to review all of those landscaping projects on March 9th. And again, when I send you the thank you for attending today's session, I will be adding that flyer with it. Another project that we have available that we want to talk about today are two others. Project 52088, which is the wastewater reclamation facility project. It's going to be conversion and renovations. The project amount is to the tune of $478,500. And then there's another one, project number 53012, which is fire station number 107. There are going to be some upcoming contracting opportunities for things that are going to be doing with the fire station, and it's to the tune of $270,338. We have the director, the construction administrator, Mr. Daryl Johnson, on the line. He is the contracts administration manager, also for these particular projects. And I would like Daryl to now take over and give you a little more information, Daryl, about both the wastewater reclamation facility project as well as the fire station number 7 project. If you could please do so, I'd appreciate it. Daryl, take it away.
Thank you, Karen. Good morning, everyone. My name is Daryl Johnson. I oversee all of the city's capital, the vertical construction of the city's capital improvement projects. The two projects in which Karen mentioned. The first one is the wastewater reclamation facility renovation. This is an interior renovation project. The scope of work consists of miscellaneous demolition, finishes, and also it consists of just various renovation of an existing space. As Karen mentioned, the budget for that project is approximately $400,000, and and currently the status, we've already completed the design, and we're looking to solicit for construction possibly in the next month or so. I would say early spring. The next project in which Karen mentioned is the Fire Station 107. The scope of work for the fire station consists of mainly site work, flat work. It's the expansion of the both driveways, the front driveway and also the rear driveway of an existing fire station. The budget for that is approximately $250,000, and we're also looking to vet that for construction. I would say within the next few months, uh, possibly late spring. And as of right now, those are the only two projects that we're looking for immediate assistance on. And I'm looking forward. If you have any questions regarding these two projects, my information was on the screen, and that's pretty much it for me. Thank you very much, Karen. Looking forward to working with participants in the bid. Thank you, program. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Daryl. And so I will showcase that contact information sheet again and can make it available to anyone that requests it via email. All you would have to do is respond to me and let me know. But let's keep going. We have two other projects that I'd like to talk about and share with you today. As you can see on the screen, it's project 52092. Now, this is interesting. This is the wastewater treatment plant capacity upgrades, and it's going to be made available through the utilities department. And with that, you're going to have now some of the potential scopes of work that may become available are outlined here today. And the utilities director wanted me to go over. And when I asked would there be opportunities for minority participation, the answer was yes. And the utilities director is Mr. Damone Francois. And here are some of the potential scopes of work that he's saying on these particular projects that may become available. For the 52092, the wastewater treatment plant capacity upgrades, possibly installation of new Huntington well field, the installation of a new treatment trains and West plant, the replacement of existing treatment trains. They're going to be replacing 5 of the 6 that exist. Also replacement of the aerators at the West plant, and then the upgrades and replacement of high service pumps. Now, when asked what are the types of businesses or contractors and consultants, that is actual contractors, as Daryl corrected me earlier, that will be needed for this particular project. And Director Francois said to me, they will be looking for this project for mechanical, electrical, instrumentations, and plans processing. As you can see, this project will be to the tune of $9,091,109,000. Now, there are myriad of projects that will go from this one, none of which have been released as yet. Again, what we're trying to do is to position you and provide this information in advance so that if you are in either a mechanical, electrical, or instrumentation type business, and you believe that you can provide your services in these areas of scopes of work, then be on the lookout. Make sure you're registered as a vendor, and when these projects are released, you will get an email notification so that you can participate. Another project provided to us by the Utilities Department is project number 52093. This is the wastewater reclamation facility capacity improvements and re-rating. Now, some of the potential sub-projects that could be developed out of this subject project are bar screens and washers, pista grit units and grit pumps, Headworks odor control system, the biosolids odor control system, aeration blowers, clarifiers, RAS/WAS pumping units, digesters and boiler unit, gravity belt thickeners, belt filter presses, reuse filter feed pumps, filters, ground storage, and high service pumps, as well as deep injection well pumps. Those are the various sub-projects that will possibly be made available. One of which there is a project that's already been released and was secured by a prime contractor, Hazen and Sawyer, for $346,760. And there's a 4% percentage goal that was attached to that project when it was released. And we are happy to report that a woman-owned business contractor was able to secure a contract to the tune of $13,870. And so the system works. This project exceeds with all of the various sub-projects entail and will be released to various scopes. It's in the tune of $1,276,149, some of which have already been used for the project with Hazen and Sawyer I mentioned. So the remaining balance on this particular project will be to the tune of $929,389. Yes, we want you to know the amounts. We want you to understand the value that's being placed on ensuring minority participation. And we want you to know not just the project scope, but the value of the project so that you can prepare and adequately be able to respond accordingly. Now, the types of when asked the Utilities Department and Director Francois, the types of businesses and contractors that should and could possibly be included and respond to these services, they are mechanical, electrical, instrumentations, and plans processing. Okay, these are the types of businesses that will also be of value. Okay, here I'm showing you the contact information for the Utilities Department. You have the Director Damon Francois. Here's his email address as well as telephone number. He has an assistant director, Mr. Ronnie Navarro. Here's his contact information as well as contact number. We also have on the line with us, because none of these things can be done outside of the procurement department. And so whenever we have these webinar sessions, it is imperative for us to always include and have an opportunity for you to connect with and then learn of and make a connection and have the information on a procurement representative. And on the line with us today is none other than the Contracts Administration Manager, Ms. Brenda Martin. And Brenda's going to provide you a little more information in terms of the procurement aspect and what it is you as a minority business should be focusing on and preparing yourself to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that we make available and we've been speaking about. Thank you again, Brenda, for joining us, and take it away and provide some additional critical information to the businesses, please.
Good morning, and thank you all for attending. I am Brenda Martin, and as Karen said, I'm with the Procurement Department. Procurement Department is really the core of the city of Miramar, where projects that are needing advertising, it comes through us. At this time, we pretty much ask vendors to make sure you are registered with the city of Miramar as a Miramar vendor. And also, we ask that you register with demandstar.com. That is our main vehicles of advertisements for projects that comes out of city of Miramar. These two avenues are free to the vendors. And so we encourage you to to register with these two, the demandstar.com and City of Miramar. The City of Miramar is on the website, it's on our website in the procurement department section. And so once you register on with there, you'll be able to get all of the services and the projects that we are advertising. Speaking of projects that we're advertising, well, we just closed one, which was the Architectural and Engineering Library. This library is more for companies to become on our library, whereby when we advertise architectural and engineering projects, mostly design projects, it is scaled down to a select few based on subcategories. Um, as a sub vendor, once these jobs are advertised, you can link up with the vendors and work with them as a sub vendor. However, we also have a sub vendor library which will be advertising within the next week or two, and that will be for smaller projects that has to deal with plumbing, electrical, that type of work. So that will also be advertised again in the next week or two. And again, it will be on demandstar.com, our main avenue. We also advertise in the newspapers as well. So we encourage you to advertise. We encourage you to register in so that you can be privy to this information. We also encourage you to become City of Miramar vendors, if I didn't say that already, to make sure that you are a registered vendor. That way you can automatically receive our advertisements, and they will be sent directly to your email so that you can be up to date with the latest of our advertisements. And so we are here to assist you with any issues or questions that you may have concerning the process of, your paperwork or whatever have you, to make sure that everything is in compliance with the requirements of the projects that will be advertised. So again, as Karen said, my number is there. And so if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you very much for attending. And that's all that I have for right now.
Thank you, Brenda. And as you can see, I'm scrambling in the background because I desire to give you all of the information that you will need to move forward after this meeting. The very first project that I spoke to you about was the landscaping. And we will be having, I need you to save the date, we will be having what's called a green space workshop on Wednesday, March 9th, right here in Commission Chambers. Okay, this webinar we're going to do both virtual and in person, because we do know, and it has come to our attention, we did a first one last year, that some of the smaller and micro landscapers are not as tech savvy and would prefer to attend in person. And so one of the things that we want to do is make sure we're being more inclusive, and a part of that means making our webinars available to everyone. Those that desire virtual attendance will be able to do so. Those that would like to come in person, here's the information for the registration, or you can call in with the information that's listed here if you desire to attend in person. And we have access information and access code. Again, when I send out the thank you, I will be attaching this information so that you can have it. To the extent that you would like to attend the webinar virtually, it is a virtual webinar. We have this information here. I will make this available to you. You can contact the the Parks and Recreation Department, Ms. Carol. Her information is here. Once you contact her, she will RSVP you so that you don't have to, if you don't have the capability to do it online. If you'd like to attend virtually, you can register to attend virtually. And again, if you'd like to come in person, we also have that information for you. Okay, so our goal is to continue to provide you with the most timely and accurate information so that you as a business can position yourself to take advantage of all upcoming contracting opportunities with the City of Miramar. The most current of which are those that Brenda talked about, and the green space that engineering department, the engineering city engineer, as well as the assistant city engineer will both be at this green space workshop on the 9th, talking about those landscaping projects that will be available to the tune of the $567,000 that I spoke about. We also are going to have representatives from Parks and Recreation that are going to be there talking about a new initiative they're doing to ensure that we are providing scaling down some of the park landscaping projects to ensure more inclusion to minority contractors. We have large parks here in the city of Miramar, and it's been troubling and challenging for the smaller micro landscapers to take on those large projects. I'm happy to report that the Director of Parks and Recreations, Ms. Liz Valera, has heard your cry and responded, and she is partnering and working with the Economics and Business Department. And we are going to have another second session of our webinar workshop, Green Space Workshop, we're calling it, and we want contractors to come out because they're literally going to be telling you the parks that have been scaled down and will be made available for more minority participation. We're also going to have engineering. They're going to be talking about their projects that are going to be released. So now that you've been equipped, now that you have all of the information, I will definitely send you the additional information so that you can position yourself and take advantage of the upcoming opportunities. And more importantly, so that you can register to become a vendor with the city of Miramar, because it's nice that you have those one-on-one sessions with me. It's nice that I provide you with access so that you can connect with and get to know the department directors. But it's most important for you to become a registered vendor. That is the proper tool and the way within which you position yourself, your business, to be able to offer your goods and services to the city of Miramar. Once you register as a vendor, I will provide you with the vendor registration PDF, as well as so that it gives you step-by-step information and guides you along the way to become registered. Because as a registered vendor, when and if you're a landscaper and you're a registered vendor, whenever a solicitation for landscaping gets released by Brenda Martin and her team in procurement, an email will be sent directly to you. Make sure on your vendor registration, you place a current email address so that when these opportunities are emailed to you, you get a notification either on your phone, smart device, or whatever technological tool you are using so that you can get the information quickly and you'll be able to respond to those timely requirements that are set in place by procurement to ensure a more fair and transparent procurement and solicitation process, okay? So we need you to get the information. We need you to respond timely. We need you to register as a vendor so that you are best positioned to be able to provide your goods and services to the city of Miramar. Thank you again so very much for attending this CIP Project Scope Review session. We will continue to have these sessions on a quarterly basis to let you know of upcoming contracting opportunities. Please, please, please take advantage of this information, and I want you to give you some success stories of businesses that did exactly that. Okay, we talked about in our very first webinar session, we talked about a project 51023, which was Anson Sports Complex Phase 4. I told you that that project had the tune of, it was over $2 million that were going to be released with various sub-projects. Well, one of those sub-projects was the amount of $945,000. It was released. A prime contractor called Bajar Construction was successful in securing that project, and they worked with the city engineer, Leah Derrill. And I am happy to report that they successfully had minority inclusion. Two teams were able to secure a contracting opportunity. One small business was able to secure a contract of $490,910.95. Another contractor, minority contractor, was able to secure a project for $230,000 for a total amount of CBE minority inclusion of $720,910.95. Excellent success story. The second success story I'd like to talk to you about is project number 52061. Again, one of those first projects we talked about. I also had Brenda on the line. Daryl went into more detail. The widening, we had the city assistant city engineer, Ms. Leah Derrill. She was actually on the line with us, like Daryl appeared today. She literally went over the scopes of work, and that was the widening of the Pembroke Road Southwest 160th to US 27, Miramar Parkway to Pembroke Road. That project was released, and they secured a prime contractor, Kimley Horn. There was a 30% participation goal placed on that contract. 30% of the project, the actual project amount was $5,928,013. 30% of that equates to $1,778,403.90. And I am using that as a success story today to let you know that Kimley Horn exceeded the requirements. They gave, now only 1.7 million was the 30%. They gave a total of $1,881,918 to minority contractors. Indeed, a success story. They exceeded the 30% goal. Another success story we'd like to talk to you about this afternoon is number 3, and that was project number 52047. We spoke about it earlier. It's the reclaimed water system expansion piping for I-75 crossing, the T&D improvement. We were able to secure a prime contractor that's also a certified minority, EAC. And even though 100 of the project will be counted because the prime is actually a certified minority, that minority prime allotted 36% minority participation on that contract. That contract amount was $9,139,643. Indeed, a success story. So we want you to know that the system works. We want you to know that those contractors that tune in like you did today, they didn't just tune in. When I sent the follow-up and gave them city registration, vendor registration information, they registered as vendors. Those that know that we use CBE, the Office of Economic and Small Business Development at Broward County's CBE and SBE certifications, you will need to be certified if you are not a certified business. And when I send you that thank you, I will be more than happy to send you a link so that you can register and become a certified vendor. More importantly, get registered as a vendor, get yourself certified, take advantage of these opportunities, respond when Brenda and her team releases a solicitation, because our desire is to position you to not just be able to attend webinars, but to be able to be among the success stories that we could talk about in the next quarterly session for businesses that responded and were able to secure contracts as a direct result. Thank you again so very much for attending this afternoon session. Remember, position yourself, come if you're a landscaper and you're on the line, if you know of a landscaper, please let them know that we're gonna be having a session on Wednesday, March 9th, right here in the City Commission from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you are busy, we understand that you're busy doing work and may not be able to attend in person, so you can definitely attend virtual. I am going to stop sharing. I am happy because Paul has said to me that we have some questions in line. So I will go and see if we can go into the chat and see what questions are available. Here's a question. Is there a link that you can send for us to sign up as a Miramar vendor, please? Yes, yes, yes. I will definitely be doing that. And Paul is so tech savvy, he could probably put it in the chat, but I will be sending a follow-up. Thank you for attending today's webinar, and that will be included. I'll also include a PDF, which is a step-by-step guide that Brenda and her team put together to make it even more available to you and a smooth process to becoming registered as a vendor. Here's another question. Let me see. I'm glad Daryl and Brenda hung in there with me. North Miami just answered my question. Thank you. Okay, not a problem. The link is broken on your site for a new vendor registration. Can you check on your end, please? Also tried over the weekend and it would not go through. Okay, that is Brenda and I will be checking on that. Brenda, they're saying that the link is broken on the website. I will be sending a link with the thank you for attending today, but we will make sure that it's working before we send it to you. And Brenda, as well as myself, will be notifying Mr. Adriel Brown. He is the individual that works and assists businesses with vendor registration. I will notify him that the link on the website is broken, and we'll try to make sure we resolve that. Thank you so much for the notification. Okay, someone else is saying thank you. You're welcome, Terry. And there's the link. Paul is so awesome. I knew he would put the link available for you. And then here's another one. Is there a past recording of how to actually submit a bid? Brenda, that's a Brenda question. Does the procurement department, I know, I will tell you, the procurement department have how to do business with the City of Miramar annual workshops. The question, Brenda, is are there any recordings? Those are in-person workshops, right, Brenda? I don't believe they're recorded.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Repeat that again. I got called
They
away.
want to know if there are any past recordings of exactly how to submit a bid. And I notified that procurement have annual how to do business with the city workshops, but those are in-person workshops, right? They're not recorded at this point.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. So no, we do not have recordings of those, but BID did do a bid fit webinar before where we had procurement, I believe Brenda, as well as her other colleagues. We've had webinars where Natalie Richmond and the director from the procurement director, Alicia Ayun. So we have several bid fit webinars whereby we literally we had various community stakeholders and individuals and small businesses that have been successful in responding to solicitations on board. And they were able to talk about the solicitation process, and they were able to provide information. And Brenda and her team in other webinars were able to actually provide some information of what the various webinars mean. Now, I do know that there are some webinars that SCORE and other individuals continue to have on a monthly basis and what we made available to you. And we talked about those things in our January webinar with Mr. Claude Lewis saying, and I know that I can provide you with that recording. But as for now, no, the procurement department will have, and they always host, an annual how to do business with the City of Miramar webinar and workshop. They invite you to come in person. Their entire team and everyone is there explaining what a RFQ is, a request for qualifications, an ITB, invitation to bid, so that you can know what all of those acronyms means. You can know what it is that they're trying to secure when they release those particular solicitations so that you can adequately respond and take advantage. Okay, yes. Webinars that are available, yes. Perfect. If you can send a link for the bid fit, yes, I will do that. All right, thank you all again. I don't see any other questions. We cannot tell you how much we appreciate and congratulate you for understanding the importance of attending these types of webinars, whereby the city leaders have entrusted and empowered myself, Daryl, Brenda, and Paul Najorhe. We always have to include Paul. He's our tech strategist. And we really appreciate you understanding how important it is for you to attend these webinars and workshops, because we want to provide you with advanced notifications, of upcoming contracting opportunities so that you are equipped and prepared, can get prepared, get certified, get registered as a vendor, and take advantage of these opportunities. That concludes today's session. Thank you again for attending. I will showcase just once again the contact information so that you can take a snapshot of it and have it in your records. These are all of the individuals spoken about the various departments. We have the city engineer, we have support services, Daryl Johnson's, we have the utilities department director, Francois, because they have several projects that were listed and spoke of today, and myself and my contact information. We are available to you. We thank you. Have a great afternoon. That concludes the session. Bye-bye.